Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome to the show. It is the DSP Morning Show live here on DSP Gaming. Good morning and welcome to the show. Chill vibes all around as we continue on our week of zombie madness here on the channel with the continuation of Resident Evil Requiem. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of March, 2026. I'm DSP, and I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you're pumped for more zombie fun, especially now. We've hit the second half of the game. We'll be playing as Leon today, I think exclusively, like all day long, in Raccoon City, which is pretty much what we've all been waiting for. The entire first half of the game just felt like busy work delay, didn't it? So I'm excited. How's everyone doing today? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Look at all these people who are showing up right now. Hello, hello. Who do we got? How about Kacha Double, Laughing Pigeon, Chris. We've got Rose Diamonds, Bave Lines, Caliban. Who else do we got? Netmuck, King Michael, Hells, how are you doing? People Person, Free JT, Metro Kenshin, Grandmaster Scrub, Yuffie, Nurse Harley, Sugar Blitz, Tommy Tentos, Bonos Tecmo, The Ace, Ellipsian, and more. All here on the YouTube side. On the Kick side, we got the January Riots. I don't even remember those. Shooting Stars Rock, Starboy, Captain Cody the Kid, username already taken. RGB King, Ed Reed, Oregon Harvester, Lavinia. Who else do we got? Lucifer Soul, Eddie Chill, and more. Spoons, how are you? How is everybody? Hello, hello. What's up? It's time for the morning show. It's time for the morning show. All right. So what is going on? I will tell you what's going on. Today is going to be a good day of streams, okay? First half of the day, Resident Evil Requiem continuing. I am excited to finally jump into the Raccoon City portion of the game. To be honest, I think this is the portion that a lot of people wanted to see to begin with. And the fact that we had to play through 11 parts before we got to this, I really do wish that the pacing was better, particularly as I've expressed my opinion over the course of the playthrough. I don't like the survival horror style where it's constant sneaking and you can't protect yourself. It really pisses me off. It's annoying. And basically, that is really what's going on in the game up to now as you play as Grace. She really has a hard time defending herself, even getting all the upgrades and everything. Still annoying that you have this ominous looming presence of a big bad always chasing you through wherever you are, and you can't really stop it. So I am happy that we're past that part. If we're going to play as Leon and now we can actually play the game at a level where you can defend yourself, it's a lot of action and stuff like that, it's going to have a different feel. And I think that that's going to be good, honestly, for the playthrough. We want that variety. I just wish that they had balanced it better, because really there was no balance. You know, up until this point, we had only played as Leon for about 30 minutes. So now, hopefully, we will have a good time today exclusively as Leon in Raccoon City. On this show, I'll probably talk a little bit about the plot. Not to say that I'm going to give huge plot spoilers, but there's a couple things that I just find hilarious about Resident Evil. Things that everyone just seems to overlook. And I find it hilarious that everyone just like, oh, no one addresses this. Well, we'll talk about a couple of those things on today's show. Not to say that, you know, they ruin the game or anything, but I do find it kind of funny that the plots are always kind of out there, right? So we'll talk about that, and we'll just chill for a bit, do a little bit of relaxing Q&A, I'm sure, and then we will get into Leon. I cannot wait for Leon and Resident Evil. Tonight's late stream, it's going to be a Indies tryouts stream where you guys are going to basically either suggest games, or we're going to go with the games you've already suggested, and we're going to do a series of polls that you'll vote on, and then live will determine what games I'll try. And I'll probably try 2 to 3 games tonight and see which ones, possibly could end up be future playthroughs for the channel, depending on how they go. Okay? So that's today's streams. I hope that sounds good to you. It should be a good day of variety and a good time. I'm hoping that tonight, with the Indies tryout stream, we actually do find something that will work in the schedule. Something that people like enough that maybe we'll actually do a playthrough of in the next couple of weeks. Last time we didn't. Last time we played 3 games that, They just didn't really resonate that well. Okay, well, to start off today, Beneki just became a supporter. Thank you for the first contribution of the day, Beneki. Let's get you on the leaderboard. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. And so I should bring this up, obviously. The Resident Evil Requiem playthrough is the most popular thing I have done on DSP Gaming in a long time. And I think there's two major reasons, okay? Number one, it's the first time in a very long time that there's been an actual good AAA release. I'm sorry to say. I don't like saying that, but all these companies making AAA games have floundered and failed in the last year to year and a half. A tried-and-true franchise that you would think would be a slam dunk hit that everyone should love ends up flopping, like Dragon Age or Assassin's Creed. Games that should have been blockbusters, but instead just aren't very good. So to actually have one that is a franchise that everyone has loved up to now, and to actually come through and be of great quality, graphically, performance, gameplay, story to some extent, it's a breath of fresh air. And so it reinvigorates a channel like mine that, has a viewership that like watching me play the big popular games. When there aren't big popular games, you're not going to get that viewership, right? And listen, I'm very, very grateful for the dedicated audience that I have who come back no matter what I'm playing, whether it's a tiny indie game, a giant AAA game, a multiplayer game, or somewhere in between. I'm happy that there are people that come and hang out with me. But there's just something special about playing a game that is a huge release that everyone is playing. It's a cultural phenomenon. Right now, everyone is playing and talking about Resident Evil Requiem. So it's cool to be able to be in with that level of mainstream hype and or, what everyone's doing. We haven't had a game like this in ages. I've been saying, you just don't get that feeling anymore. Yeah, it's back. With Resident Evil Requiem, that feeling absolutely is positively back. Now, the other side of it is fairly simple. It's a survival horror game, and it's huge, and people love watching me play survival horror games. Whether it's the fact that I react differently to jump scares and or scary parts, whether it's the fact that they like my commentary during them and they find the games less scary because I'm playing them, or if it's because I fail and then people laugh at my miserable, misadventures. All of those are reasons why people like seeing me play survival horror and why these are some of my most, enjoyed and watched playthroughs over the years. I mean, the game's only been out 3 days. Already, it's my most viewed playthrough in like 3 years. Seriously, I mean that too. I think the only playthrough that I did that got close in recent memory would have been like the Elden Ring DLC 2 years ago, or maybe when the Fallout 4 re-release came out. I remember part 1 went viral for some bizarre reason. Yeah, those maybe did a little better, but in general, as for new releases, this is definitely the one that's doing the best for me. And I'm not just talking about the live streams, because the live streams are doing great. The viewership on the live streams every day has been around 400 on YouTube and about 100 on Kick. So having a consistent 500 viewers is something I don't usually pull around here anymore. But then on top of that, the on-demand viewership is doing great. The videos are getting lots of views after the fact, and I'm really appreciative of that too. I just want to urge and remind everyone, if you like this playthrough, please like the videos, leave comments. If you're on the streams, like the streams. The engagement is critical for this channel. Particularly, I don't get a ton of it, especially when I'm doing these smaller style games that don't have ginormous mainstream fan bases. It's better when a big one comes along like this. If you're liking it, please engage. The engagement is absolutely important. Now, the streams have also done very well with support. That's not going to be a lie here. I mean, yeah, every stream so far, Resident Evil has done very well with support. And obviously, the fact that I've dedicated this entire week's daytime streams to Resident Evil to try to beat the game, I hope that we will keep that momentum up. We have 3 streams left, today, Wednesday, Thursday, to try to beat the main campaign of Resident Evil Requiem. We'll see if we can pull that off or not. Because remember, Friday is a marathon. It is the retro marathon that I'm doing. All kinds of fun retro games on Nintendo Switch Online. Lots of which you've already nominated, and some we'll probably pick live with my new 8-bit Do retro controller right there. That's going to be a special fun event this coming Friday, okay? So, great stuff going on here, right, on the channel. Shout out to one hapless gamer who just did a $5 super chat. Let's get you on the leaderboard and let's see what they had to ask here. Do you find new games bring in new viewers to the channel? What about edited content? I'm trying to figure out the whole thing. Sorry, new streamer here. It all depends. It depends on what you're known for, okay? The thing is, I've been around for 18 years, so I have entirely different viewer bases. There's some people that literally will come back whenever there's a big AAA release to see how DSP plays it. That's just been a staple thing they've always done. I want to see DSP play this new game and see what he thinks of it, right? Now, those people who are only here for the big releases may be gone for months at a time when there are none, and then they come back whenever there's a big one, okay? Then there's people who like to come and hang out with me no matter what I'm playing, just because they enjoy that vibe of the kind of playthrough that I put out. So it doesn't matter if it's big or small, they're here. Then there's people that just like hanging out. They actually don't even care what game I'm playing, or even if I'm even playing a game. They just want to be here to spend time, have conversation, chill, and have good vibes. So there's different audiences, you see. As for on-demand content, I don't focus on that. And there's a good reason, quite frankly. I don't like being at the mercy of YouTube and its algorithm, to be honest. And I have put a lot of effort into edited content in the past, only for YouTube to completely demonetize it for absolutely no reason. There is no worse feeling than putting your heart and soul and a whole bunch of time and effort into an edited work, and you put it out, and YouTube says, we've just decided that it's not monetizable. For what reason? Oh, well, here's our criteria for why a video is monetizable. I know your criteria. My video follows it. Why isn't my video monetizable? Well, here's our criteria. No, my video's in line with your criteria. Answer the question, and then they just blow you off. YouTube is automated. 100%. The entire site. I want to make that clear. Everything on YouTube is automated today. There is no human touch or eyeball on anything YouTube does. They are one of the laziest sites ever made. They don't care about anything really besides getting sued. So if you have any problems with a piece of content or your channel in general, no one will help you. That's kind of the problem. So if you focus on edited content, you're taking a huge risk. You could be putting time and effort into something that then YouTube just says, hey, you can't make any money on it today because this person claims that they own a part of it, like a piece of music. Or we deemed that it's just not in line with our monetization policies, and then they don't explain why. And that happened. I had a whole edited content channel that got demonetized without explanation. YouTube just routinely monetized it again years later and never explained why. So rather than have that happen, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. As a live streamer, I just have to entertain a live audience. And as long as I do, that audience is happy, they engage, they support the content, I'm good. I make a living doing it. Then any revenue that I get on the back end, meaning when I put out a playthrough like Resident Evil Requiem right now, where the views are great and the engagement's going well, hey, if I get a bonus to add revenue and people are leaving super thanks and the channel's showing up in the algorithm, that's all like icing on the cake for me. The streams have already done good, so now anything extra is just above and beyond what I need to exist. Does that make sense? So that's why I really do focus on the streams. That takes the power out of the hands of YouTube and allows it to be in my hands. As long as I'm entertaining a live audience, I'm doing well. I don't have to worry about, will YouTube grant me the permission to make money on my work today? If that makes sense. Okay. All right. Anyway, so what I'd like to do very briefly, this will be one segment that I have for today's DSP morning show. And then we'll go into like Q&A and hang out for a bit as we build up attendance. And then we'll start with Resident Evil Requiem. So basically, Resident Evil Requiem has been a great game in my opinion. We've had really great atmosphere, right? Amazing graphics, good spooky soundtrack, jump scares. I'll be honest, I like the combat as well. I think that the gameplay aspects are good. You know that there's a few criticisms I've had of the game's gameplay and the way it works. It's not perfect, but I still like it a lot. It's definitely the best AAA game we've had in ages, okay? But it was funny because I was just thinking last night as we finally arrived at Raccoon City. And now it seems like the game's going to be a lot of focus on Leon and that half of the story and that. I was thinking up to now about this plot. And I'm like, isn't it funny that as you're playing through the game, you don't realize certain things, but then if you sit back and you think about it more rationally, you're like, oh, That kind of doesn't make sense. So, for example, these will be minor story spoilers. These are not going to be huge things. These are things that you would already kind of know if you were either playing the game or if you just watched trailers and stuff. So, starting off early in the game, this guy, Victor Gideon, who's a doctor, he's basically kidnapping one of the main characters, Grace, okay? He's walking through the streets of not Raccoon City, but Renwood. This is a populated city. It's a normal city. Leon just happens to show up at exactly that time to catch the fact that this guy is kidnapping Grace, and he tries to stop him, okay? So that prompts Gideon to pull out a gun and start shooting random people in the street, but it's not a real gun. It's a virus injector device, which then starts turning the people in the streets into zombies, okay? Now, as this happened, in my head, it started turning, wait a minute. People are reacting like it's the first time they've ever seen this before. Like, what? In the world of Resident Evil and its lore, okay, the first zombie outbreak was in the late 1990s, or actually mid-1990s, okay? Raccoon City was completely destroyed by a device. Now, I thought it originally was a nuke. Apparently, people are telling me it's a thermobaric device, so it had no nuclear fallout, but it still killed everything there. Right? So the entire city destroyed. Since Resident Evil 2, okay, we have had Las Plagas. We have had the outbreak in Africa. We have had Resident Evil 6 where there was literally like 3 outbreaks across the globe, all simultaneously of different viruses, giant mutated creatures destroying major metropolitan areas. Okay, this all happened canon in the world of Resident Evil. How the hell don't anyone know about zombies yet? This is the first time you've seen it? How? How did no one during any of this time take a picture, take a video, pull out their phone and record it and broadcast it to the world that no one knows that this biological weapon shit has happened and that this is going on? How? This doesn't make any sense. Resident Evil 6 alone, there's no way that game could have happened and no one knows about the zombies and the outbreaks and the virus. No one. It's not possible, right? So I just find it hilarious that he's walking through the street infecting all of these people, okay? And then, oh, that's fine. Oh, wait, what's this? Everyone's mutating. What's the? You've seen it already. You know what it is. It's another outbreak. Run, right? Now, in addition to that, wouldn't it be counterproductive to be letting out a whole wave of the strain in the middle of a city if you're someone who's been secretly doing research about this virus for like 30 years, trying to figure something out about it? Like, do you really want the whole world to know about the virus? If not, why on earth are you shooting people randomly in the street and infecting them? It doesn't seem to make sense, does it? In addition, later on in the game, they unleash the virus at a care center where, again, this care center has been a research facility to try to refine the virus. Why? For what reason would you want to just unleash the virus to kill everyone in the center? It doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, maybe you'll say, well, it's collateral damage. They don't want anyone who's involved to live to talk about it. Yeah, but isn't it more valuable to keep them on? Like, what if you're still researching? What, you know, these are valued employees and people who have helped you all along with this thing. Now you're just going to murder them all? What? Huh? And then, this is the silliest one out of everything, and this is the last time I'll talk about the plot, just so we're not spoiling. So, without spoiling the plot, the main character, Grace, okay, she's critical to the plot because apparently the villains need her. They say she's like the chosen one or the special one that they need for their research. Yet at the beginning of the game, okay, Grace breaks free because she was kidnapped and she breaks free of her captors. And she starts wandering through this medical facility. Literally everything is out to kill her, okay? You got regular zombies. You got big mutation zombies. You've got the giant monster that you see in all the preview videos that's lurking around the house that's trying to kill her. If she's so critical to your research, why aren't you trying to save her life? Why do you leave her to fend for herself for like 11 hours? Literally for 11 hours? She just has to fight tooth and nail to survive, right? She's shooting the zombies. She's finding ways to inject them and make them blow up so she doesn't die. Then all of a sudden, after like 11 hours, they reveal, oh, you're critical to the plot. Let's go. And they take her and they go somewhere else. But she barely survived for 11 hours. What the fuck? So the plot makes no sense at all. But I definitely think that that's kind of the thing. You have to suspend your disbelief when you play these games, because I don't think that they've ever really made that much sense. As much as people try to take the plot so seriously, well, that's not canon, that couldn't have happened because this over here and this over here. I think in the case of Resident Evil, we just are like, you know what? It's a horror game. It's not meant to be taken super seriously. There are people who hyper-fixate on this shit over on the internet for years and years and years. I mean, God forbid you try to watch the Fallout TV show today, because people on the internet will tell you how the TV show could not possibly be canon with the games, even though literally the people in charge of Fallout have outright said, yes, the TV show is canon with the games, deal with it. So, in the case of Resident Evil, it's kind of like, all right, we're just along for a fun ride. It's like watching a great horror movie where you're enjoying yourself. And yes, the plot may not make a lot of logical sense, and there's a lot of ridiculous things that happen. And you know, how the hell could no one know about zombies yet? That's insane, you know? But, all right, I get it, all right? Anyway, yeah, so there you have it. And I like the game. Don't get me wrong. I like the game, and I am enjoying myself with it. But you got to suspend the disbelief. Today, as we play as Leon, I bet today we're going to have absolutely ridiculous things going on. Over-the-top action, crazy zaniness. And that's okay as long as the game is fun. So I hope that the game remains fun, and that now that we're into the more action-based part, it's going to be pretty good. Okay? Okay, cool. Let's see here. Someone tipped me $1, says, can you explain what the old school Subway was like before they basically went into franchise mode? Well, old school Subway wasn't a franchise. It was just a local business that had a few places. By the time that I was a kid, Subway had been franchised out, but they were still sourcing local ingredients, meaning if I went to my local Subway, which was actually the original location that they started the whole business in, okay? You would go there and they would actually have real fresh baked bread. I'm not talking about the bread that was made in a factory 4 months ago, frozen, thawed out, and tossed into the oven to rise. I'm talking about actual fresh baked bakery bread, okay, made at a real bakery, and they would just bring the bread in on trucks every morning. This bread would be ridiculously good, like huge puffy loaves that were like this round, and they were so big. The way you would make your sandwich, they would cut a wedge out of the top of the bread in a triangle shape. So it would be like this, and then like this, and they would rip this big bread wedge out of the bread. Okay, that was extra bread for you that they would actually put in the bag with your sub as like a snack. Okay, then they would flatten out the crease in the bread, and they would absolutely load the sandwich with meats that you wanted. Like, I remember my mom used to get tuna salad, and they would go like, here's your scoop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like insane amounts of tuna. And then you know, whatever toppings you wanted, they would put literally as much as you want. No limit. They wouldn't be like, oh no, that's enough, we have to charge you extra. No, just, you get whatever you want. That's the point. Like, they were supposed to be custom-made sandwich subs right there in front of you, made to order, insanely loaded. You would buy a 12-inch, 1 foot long, all right? The bag would weigh a ton with that bread in it. You would bring it home. There was no way you could eat the foot long. It was so loaded with meat and or whatever you had in it. Like I said, tuna salad, you couldn't finish it. You had leftovers no matter what. So that's what the original premise of Subway was. Then they changed to be this franchised garbage where everything is pre-made. Everything is a very limit on what you can get. Your foot-long bread isn't even a foot long, and it's not even real bread. It's pre-made garbage that rises in an oven. You know, it's just trash. It's nowhere like the food today. It's not even food. In my opinion, Subway isn't food. I'm serious. It's just something you put in your stomach, but it's not meant to be digested or eaten. It has no nutritional value. It's a bunch of garbage, you know? So there you go. That's how it used to be anyway. Awesome Taro, thank you for gifting a membership this morning. Awesome Taro just gifted a membership to the community. Thank you for the support. Cool. Okay, speaking of food, okay, People person says, the last time I went to Subway, I asked if I can get the receipt, and the woman said, if you want it, you can take it, and she stared at me. Wow, can't even hand you the receipt, huh? All right, anyway, we now, yesterday, for those who don't know, we did a great episode of DSP Tries It. Yesterday's episode was the new Big Arch Burger from McDonald's, but it wasn't just the Big Arch. I did a triple taste test of the Big Arch Burger, the Big Mac, and the Quarter Pounder with cheese, and I actually did a head-to-head comparison. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? This is one of the biggest responses I've had to DSP Tries It in ages. Within less than 24 hours, the episode has over 1,000 views. The episode has over 50 likes, which is crazy. Like, that's more likes than I've gotten on every episode of DSP Tries It for over 2 months. So I don't know what it is about this Big Arch Burger that people really like the episode, but actually it's doing incredibly well. Like, 1,000 views in less than 12 hours on DSP Tries It is big. So I'm curious how this episode will do long term. Like, is it going to have more and more views? I don't know. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a look. It was a really fun episode because I liked directly comparing all three sandwiches and telling you which tasted better, okay? So what should we do for the next episode of DSP Tries It? What do you guys think? I'm curious what should be next. Like, the only idea that I had was there is a Papa John's pan pizza that they're doing, but they also have this new, like, blondie brownie. So maybe we could do a pan pizza, blondie brownie, match. If that's what you guys think. But I'm curious, is there anything else happening? Is there anything else going on in food that you guys would like to see for me to try? I'm just curious. Firemander, I know, he says all your last DSP Tries It episodes have over 1,000 views, but that's over time. Meaning, those episodes are weeks old to months old, and they have over 1,000 views. This episode is less than a day old, and it has 1,000 views already, and it has more likes than all the previous episodes. So it's like, obviously something, clicked with that episode, and that's good. A chicken sandwich? Like, what kind of chicken sandwich? Is there some new one somewhere for me to try? Pizza you bake yourself? Like, I mean, I could do that, but is that really that interesting? A frozen pizza that you make, and then I would review it? I don't know if people would like it that much. I mean, I could do that, and that would be fine, because definitely I could do that and eat it for, like, dinner. I could have a frozen pizza and see if it's any good and eat it for dinner, but I don't know how much people would care about that. Oh, screw Chipotle. I don't want to go to Chipotle. We had Chipotle. It wasn't good. I don't want to go there again. Seriously. Theodore says, how about trying cakes from Nothing Bundt Cakes? Well, we do have that in our area, okay? And recently I did try a dessert with crumble cookies, and that episode did pretty good. So maybe that'd be something for the future. But being that we did a bunch of episodes that were a departure, for example, we did the crumble cookies, then we did breakfast for dinner. Okay, so we had 2 episodes that kind of weren't in line with what I usually do on the show. Then we just did Wendy's, and now we did McDonald's. So I feel like I want to keep it in line for a few more episodes, doing more fast foodie stuff. Then maybe if we want to go for variety again, maybe I would try Nothing Bundt Cakes. I think I probably would. That would be interesting. I've seen it. It looks cool that they do a variety of different little cakes. You can get like a variety pack and try different flavors. I think that'd be pretty cool. We do have Papa Murphy's, and I've never tried it, and that is an option that one day I could do. I don't understand Papa Murphy's whatsoever. I don't understand the appeal of buying a non-cooked pizza, bringing it home and cooking it yourself, but paying the actual amount of money as if you got a cooked pizza. I just don't understand that whatsoever. Okay? How could it be fresher? It's slightly fresher. How could it possibly be fresher? I want you to think about this. You're at the pizzeria. Here's the dough. Roll it out fresh. Put all the ingredients on fresh. Bake it in a box. Go home. It's piping hot. Here's your pizza. Great. Papa Murphy's. They make it ahead of time, right? The dough is already done. You know what I mean? Or is it made to order? See, I don't even understand how it works. Are they made to order? If they're made to order, all right, then maybe it's the same. The only advantage I could see Papa Murphy's is that you bake it yourself, so it's hotter. But as long as the pizza arrives warm, who cares? And most pizzas do still arrive warm. They have the heater bags and everything now. So I don't see why you need... I don't understand it at all. It's very confusing to me. I just don't understand that. I want to pay for a restaurant to actually cook the food so that I can eat it immediately and enjoy it. I don't want to have to get the food, then cook it myself. Why did I pay for it? I was under the impression that included in the price tag of the food was the labor to make the food. If the labor is on my end, then what am I paying them? Like, I could see if, for example, right now, if I were to go to like Domino's and get a large pizza, it'd probably be like 20 bucks, right? 15, 20 bucks, let's say. If I go to Papa Murphy's and I get a large pizza, it should be like 10 bucks. Why? Because you didn't fucking cook it. So it should be half the price, or else you're ripping me off. At least I feel that way. Maybe you disagree, but I feel like you're overcharging me because you didn't do the labor. That's what I don't understand. Jade, good morning. How you doing, man? Cheryl's Cookies online. Now, we already did crumble cookies. I don't want to do cookies for a while. If we do cookies again, let's do it later in the year, like much later. I don't want to do the same kind of thing over and over. Then it becomes boring. You want to stretch it out and do variety. Edreed says, you should really get Applebee's before they go completely out of business. Last year, we were strongly considering Applebee's. We were. And then I looked at the menu, and it was like, the food just looks so bad. Like, it all just looks like frozen, pre-made factory food that they just barely warm up for you. And here you go. The pictures to order look terrible. Like, if the picture that's supposed to sell the food to you looks like shit, can you imagine what it must really be like when you get it? You know? Well, no, here's the thing. Secret Rain says, try the worst rated restaurant near you and see what happens. You have to understand something. DSP Tries It is not really a part of my business plan. Do you understand? Did you hear what I said when I said DSP Tries It's doing well with 1,000 views? That's not good, okay? It's not something that does well for me and makes me money. I don't receive a bunch of contributions. Guess how many contributions I received yesterday during DSP Tries It? 0. No one contributed when I did the taste testing, okay? I just do it for fun. It's no longer a reward for hitting a certain amount of support. I just do it for fun. And so I want to continue to do it, but I can't get food that's purposefully bad. It's my meal. I'm not going to say, hey, I know, let's just review bad food. No, I want to actually try to find things that are good. Now, that's not always going to happen. Sometimes we're going to try new things that are terrible, and that's okay. But I don't want to go out of my way to search out bad food when it's my dinner, because I'm not making money on it. You understand? Like, if this was a video that was going viral and I got hundreds of dollars off of it, fine, then it's worth it. It's not worth it for me to have a shitty dinner and I didn't get anything out of it either. I want to eat something that's worth it, you know? We did Qdoba last year, King Michael, did we not? I think we did Qdoba last year. I think Qdoba was all right. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're terrible. Depends on what you get. Yes, I would do something like Outback Steakhouse or Red Lobster. The thing is, with let's say Outback Steakhouse, right? I'm not going to order the steak. It's way too fucking expensive. Like, steak at Outback is like $30, $40, and you know it's going to be ass delivered. Like, you can't get a steak delivered. It'll be overcooked. You have to eat a steak right there at the restaurant or else it's overcooked, right? Same thing with seafood. If you're going to get lobster tails and shit, you got to eat it at the restaurant. If you get it delivered, it's like rubber by the time it shows up. So that's the problem with places like that. You can't really order stuff and have it be representative of what the food's supposed to be because it's not good when it's delivered. Does that make sense? Jay says, do you think we'll see Nemesis in Resident Evil? I don't think that we're going to see Nemesis. I think that maybe we will see another similar big bad chasing you around that you can't kill. I mean, it already happened to Grace in the first half, so maybe Leon will have his own. I don't know. Gareth, glad to hear you're enjoying Resident Evil. Oh, we did Wingstop last year because Clay JT says, "Did you ever do chicken wings during a DSP Tries It?" We did Wingstop last year. Okay, it was the weirdest thing, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I can't remember. Here's why Wingstop was so bizarre. Okay, we ordered a half and half order. Half was the bone-in classic wings. Half was boneless. The boneless wings were actually delicious. The meat was juicy, the breading was flavorful, and the sauce was good. The bone-in wings were terrible. They had overcooked them to the point where the meat was dry and chewy, and the skin was overcooked. They were actual garbage. And I'm like, it's Wingstop. Like, this is all they do is cook wings all day, and they don't know how to make a bone-in wing? I was shocked. So I said outright, if I ever go to Wingstop again, I would just get the boneless wings. There's no way I would get bone-in again when they were that bad. Thank you for the suggestion, Rose Diamonds. Maybe we will consider it. She says that Fatal Frame 2 remake comes out on the 12th. Maybe something to think about for later in the month. All right, we'll look into that. Orcs with Orcs, yes, we had the glitch where English was being prevented by YouTube chat AI, and we found workarounds, but then, then they fixed it within the day, which was good. Yeah, they're morons. There's no explanation for that besides YouTube staff are complete idiots. How much do I usually make with contributions for DSP Tries It? 0. No one contributes during DSP Tries It, almost never. Any money I make on it is basically residuals. So basically, I'll make the video, I'll upload it on DSP React, right? We'll get like 1,000 to 1,500 views tops. That's a few bucks. But then the thing is, the videos add up. Like every month, if you actually go to DSP Reacts right now and you look at the episodes of DSP Tries It, you'll notice some episodes have way more views than others, and certain ones actually get more views over time. So even though initially maybe it only gets like 1,000 views, well, over the course of, say, a year, it'll actually get way more views than that. Like, for example, here, the Popeyes Hot Ones meal got 2,000 views. Here's when we did that Taco Bell Y2K Decades menu in the fall. That one has over 2,000 views. So I make a few bucks on the front end. I might make a few bucks on the back end. And then what happens is, as people watch content on DSP Reacts, they go watch other videos because that channel has a ton of content on it from over the years. My old React show that ran for 2 years, the wrestling commentary show that ran for a few months, the political show that I ran for like a month, the reacting to other documentaries about me that I did. Like, there's a lot of content there, just a ton. And people go watch that content then, and it gets views. So I make, maybe a few $100s a month on that channel, if that, for minimal effort. So it's nice to at least have a little bit of content there that makes money, but it's nothing major. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not willing to say, hey, let's order from the purposefully worst restaurant in my area, have a horrible meal that day, just to make a couple bucks. I'm not going to do that. Again, if that taste test stuff was my actual work, if my job was to make taste testing reviews, and I was putting them on the internet and they were getting 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 views, and I was making $100 on the video, sure, I would go eat at the worst place, but I'm not going to do that for $4. There's tons of Korean barbecue places in my area, but if you're not aware, Korean barbecue is food that you cook yourself. Korean barbecue is you sit at a table with the actual cooking apparatus in front of you. They bring you the raw ingredients, and you and your party cook together like a social experience. That's Korean barbecue. There's very rare cases where you can get it to go. There's one place that does a hybrid of Korean barbecue with other foods, and you can get some of it to go. But I did that already. We already tried that place. So there are more, but they're all cook your own food. Not really like takeaway restaurants in this area. Why not use my IRL equipment to do something like that? Maybe I will one day. It's an idea. That's something that is an in-person experience that really needs to be experienced there at the restaurant, right? To get it to go is not authentic. So maybe that would be an example of something that I would do. Or like I just described, maybe if I'm going to go to a steak restaurant or a seafood restaurant, that would be an experience where I would take this guy with my phone and I would record a review there in person at the restaurant. That's a possibility. The thing is, my wife and I don't go out to eat that often. Like maybe once a month we go out to a restaurant like that. And usually it's not a formal place like that either. So, you know, it would have to be something we pre-plan, we work out and everything ahead of time, and we just haven't really looked into that. Thank you so much to the Ace, who just did a super chat saying, hey, I can't stick around very late. I hope you have a great day. Watch out for the T-virus. Thank you so much to the Ace. That's yen, correct? So let's see the equivalent there. Hey, listen, we're listening to the next episode right now. Or at least a knockoff of the next episode. Na. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G Snoop Dogg. Na. It's the one and only D-R-E. All right, so thanks for $5.07. That is our biggest super chat of the day. Thank you, the Ace. Na. What the? I did not do that. It closed the window that I didn't close. You piece of shit. There we go. Stupid thing. Okay. Okay. So, any suggestions, guys, of new food stuff? Anyone actually know of really new food stuff you'd like to see me do for DSP Tries It? If not, one of the options I'm thinking is Papa John's. Like I said, they're pan pizza and dessert. Or we'll have to think of other things that aren't new that maybe you'd like to see. Like, I would say Applebee's is a consideration, but it really didn't look that good when we looked at it last year. Maybe I would look again. BKS, new stuff, but nothing amazing. Oh, yeah? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me double check, but I don't think they have anything too new. Let's see. The Maple Bourbon Barbecue Whopper. Literally, it's just a fucking Whopper with more slop poured on top. Yeah, it's the same shit always. They never have anything new. It's always literally exactly the same stuff. They are pathetic at this point. So lame. So we just did Wendy's and McDonald's, right? Like, what else could we look at? Bonnie Blue, how you doing? Thank you for $2. I appreciate that, Bonnie. I just got a $1 tip. Now that you're working out, do you find yourself gravitating more towards protein-based foods? What are some of your favorite snacks, and what about what's happened with veggies and fruits? Yes, like, I crave protein now. Like, no exaggeration. Right now, if you were to put down a donut in front of me right here, and you were to put down, a grilled chicken breast right here, I would eat the grilled chicken breast. I don't crave sweets anymore, like, ever. If I eat them, it's such a rarity, okay? And now my body wants more protein than anything else. Like, for example, okay, here's another example. If you were to put a plate of fried rice right here versus a plate of seasoned ground turkey, I would eat the ground turkey. I have no desire for the grains anymore, or the bread, God, I'm having a brain fart right here. You know what I'm saying? The starch. There you go. I have no desire for, like, the starches, the carbs. I don't want that anymore. I just want the protein. Like, that's really what my body is craving almost all the time. As I said, I started to eat healthier protein snacks. Like, we have these very light chips that are protein infused that we eat of different flavors. They're not fried. So it's like no grease, no fat, very little. And it's only a few calories. Like, you could eat a whole little bag of them for like 130 calories. It's like 19 grams of protein and like nothing else. Almost like no carbs or nothing, It's like, wow. So I like that. And that's what I eat now for snacks. I used to eat way unhealthy things. I would eat a big sandwich, ciabatta bread, a bunch of lunch meat, cheese and sauce with a side of chips. And that was what I would eat as like a night snack. Like, what the hell? It's probably like 800 calories, all fat and shit. Now my night snack is like a bag of these chips or a protein snack bar. That's like 200 calories, but it's a ton of protein. That's my snack now. So my body only really craves the protein stuff. That's it. Yes, do I like chocolate? Yes, I do. Do I like sweets? Every once in a while. Do I crave greasy stuff? Sometimes. But like, for example, let's say I was going to order a breakfast right now. I don't want the fatty meats. I still want meat, but let's say if they have an option to get turkey bacon instead of the pork bacon, I would want the turkey bacon. You see, if I'm going to get an omelet, I don't get the omelet that's full of cheese and ham. I'm like, I'll get an omelet with some tomato, some peppers, some onions. You already got your protein in the eggs. You don't need it. And cheese, actually, that is something that's happening right now, is I am gravitating away from cheese a lot. Like, I just don't really like cheese that much anymore. And this is coming from a guy who's Italian and used to eat cheese on everything. I'm trying to stay away from cheese because cheese is high carbs, high fat. It doesn't really do much for your body. Once you get to a certain age, you don't need a ton of calcium, you know? So that's why I'm actually trying to stay away from the cheese as much as I can. And to be honest, I don't crave the cheese as much either. You know, once you start to stay away from these things, okay, you don't crave them anymore. It's only if you have them in your regular diet, your body is used to them and kind of craves them that you'll want to eat it. But once you phase it out and it's not a common thing around you anymore, you don't want it anymore. And that's a good thing, you know? Rose Diamonds, we already did the Korean barbecue menu at Shake Shack. We did that like 2 months ago. And so, yeah, we wouldn't be doing that. All right, let's look up Applebee's. That might be something interesting if they have anything. Let's see. Let's look at Applebee's. Let's see what they have right now. The Big Easy Cajun food menu. Flavors of Bourbon Street straight to your table. The Big Easy Burger. Oh, they put andouille sausage on a burger. That's weird. Bayou Shrimp Bowl. So they're doing some kind of a Mardi Gras themed thing. Yeah, they have the Big Easy menu. Mardi Gras themed. I wonder what I would get. If I were to get something from them, I wonder what I would get. I don't know. Also, I wonder if they have, see, they have the 2 for 20 whatever deal, but it's by location. It's 2 for 27 out here. That's the deal that they have, 2 for 27. Of course, it's going to be more expensive to order delivery. So you could get an appetizer, either boneless wings, crunchy onion rings, mozzarella sticks, spinach and artichoke dip, or 2 side salads. I'd probably get the boneless wings. Okay. All right, and then the first entree. So what can you get? The new OM cheeseburger, Oriental chicken salad, grilled chicken salad, chicken parmesan fettuccine, but it's extra. Bourbon Street chicken and andouille sausage penne, extra. They're all extra. Hot honey glazed chicken and bacon, extra. 8-ounce top sirloin, extra. Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp, extra. Fiesta lime chicken. That's not extra. Whiskey bacon burger, extra. What is the OM cheeseburger? Here it is. It's a beef patty, but it doesn't explain what else is on it. Here you go. It has bar and grill seasoning, American cheese, spicy honey mustard, bacon, and OM cheese sauce. So I could do the OM cheeseburger and then a second entree. But they're all extra. It's hilarious. They're all extra. So I could try like the burger, but I could try like either this like chicken parmesan fettuccine, or I could try maybe one of the new bourbon things, Bourbon Street chicken and andouille sausage penne, or the Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp. There you go. Add to it. So basically, that claims it's $31.50, but that's before the markup of delivery. So probably the 2 for meal, which is supposed to be like 2 for 25, is going to end up being like $50. Seriously, because there's going to be the markup for the delivery. Then there's going to be the fees for having the delivery app. Then I have to tip the driver. So the 2 for meal that's supposed to be 25 is going to be like $50. Anyway, it's possible. I could do that. What I would do is, obviously, I would share it with my wife. So we would do the 2 for, and we'd each have half of each meal, basically. So I could try both for DSP Tries It. So that's a possibility. All right, so right now I would say for next week, number 1 option would be the Papa John's pan pizza with the blondie dessert, or we could do the Applebee's like a 2 for meal. Jack in the Box, what do they have right now? Usually their stuff is crap, to be honest. New Munch Better deals. And the Hot Mess. Oh, that looks disgusting. The Hot Mess cheeseburger. Oh, it's a burger with onion rings, jalapenos, and an insane amount of melted cheese and cheese sauce on sourdough. And they would call it a hot mess because it's basically insanely messy. It looks disgusting. They have what's called the Munch Better deals, but I don't know if they have them for delivery. I'm just curious. They do have it. Munch Better deal meal. So we could do... It's all tiny, though. It's like the Junior Jumbo Jack Cheeseburger, the Junior Chicken Sandwich, the Junior Jumbo Jack Cheeseburger, or the really big chicken sandwich, which all they are doubling up. And then you get your choice of side, and then a drink, and it's $6. Could do that. We haven't done Jack in the Box in a long time, so we could do that. The Hot Mess burger is $10. It's a jumbo beef patty with a white cheese sauce, shredded pepper jack cheese, pickled jalapeno, onion ring, and toasted sourdough bread. The thing is, we just did 2 burgers. Like, I would be okay doing that maybe in a few weeks. We just did Wendy's, which was a burger and tenders, and then we just did the arch burger, or the big arch. So I don't know if we want to do another burger this soon. Seems like it's way too soon, doesn't it? Don't you want to do something different? Sushi we have done, no one cared, because sushi isn't interesting, because it's just a bunch of rolls of sushi that you taste and you say what they're like. You can't really show it. You know what I mean? And sushi is also local to a restaurant. It's not like a chain you can get. So people just did not care for the sushi when I tried it. They were not interested. As for weird salads, again, people don't seem to care about salads. I've tried them before. They just don't really appeal to an audience for DSP tries it. No, we do not have Krispy Kreme out here. Nope, we don't. You guys are still in the Hollow Knight category. I will fix that. That's the Kick viewers saying that it still says I'm playing Hollow Knight. There we go, fixed. Now the stream is titled correctly. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that, Kick viewers. Okay. No, sadly, we don't have Chili's out here. I would love to try Chili's because I used to like Chili's when I lived in Connecticut, but these don't exist out here, like at all. I think there might be one that's super duper far away. So yeah, no Chili's out here for us, sadly, to try. Jade, I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for the action in Resident Evil today and see how it goes. No Cracker Barrels out here either. Nope. Yeah, the villain says, did you hear there's going to be a new God of War game that's a Faye spinoff? Yeah, and I think it's stupid because, you know me, I don't like prequels. I just don't. We already know what happens to Faye. Why do I need to know about what happened to her before and her backstory? I don't care. I want to know what happens to Kratos. I want to know what happens to Atreus. I want to know what happens to the current cast in the future. I don't care about what happened in the past. But they always make these prequel spin-off games because they think that people care. They don't. They never do good or as well as the source material that they're based off of. They're always just kind of spin-off things that make a few extra bucks, but they're not as popular. I don't think it will do as well. No, God of War Ascension sucked shit. Didn't you play it? Seriously, God of War Ascension was awful. It wasn't even made by the same team. It was terrible. It had all kinds of issues. Exactly. What they should do, they should have one game where Kratos goes off and does his own thing, and they should have a game that's Atreus going off and doing his own thing. That would work, right? Or the next God of War is they each have their own paths, and then somehow they later on intersect, right? Instead of it being the prequel of Faye. I don't give a fuck. A waste of my time. Okay. All right, guys. So within a few minutes here, we are going to begin with Resident Evil. Sadly, I hate to say it, but it looks like attendance is falling off again. As you can see, we didn't even get up to 300 viewers today. I was hoping to get to 300 and then we would start. And we didn't even get that high on YouTube. So this is what happens when you play a game nonstop. You're not going to get as much viewership on day 4 as you did on day 1, 2, and 3. It happens. It's fine. But I do hope that you guys will stick around. And please, by all means, let's go. Let's keep the engagement going. So if you're here live on stream right now and you're ready for Resident Evil and you had a good time with the morning show, please hit the like button on the stream. And let's get some support for Resident Evil Requiem. Let's get some subs. Let's get some kicks. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. And for goodness sakes, let's get some tips. Let's get it rolling so we have good momentum heading into the game today. Speaking of which, catch a double with a £5 super chat. So first off, let's see what the value of that is. I don't know how the pound's doing today. Doing pretty well. That's $6.68. So thank you so much to Catch a Double. And they asked the following. Considered a current affair or politics channel on the side. Small time investment, big return on investment. It would be a similar format to how you already vlog. There's a reason why I don't do that. Okay, there's actually 2 reasons. Okay, reason number 1 is people really enjoy chill vibes when they come to my channel. They like the fact that it's about gaming and it's more laid back, less serious content. Many people have expressed over the years the reason they like me and DSP Gaming in general is because you can come here and relax and unplug from all of the current events, politics, and drama of real life. During COVID particularly, this is actually a great place to hang out and have a chill time. When everyone else was freaking out about all the nonsense and chaos in the world, people really enjoyed the fact that I was a staple creator during that time and I was here consistently, okay? So definitely that's my vibe these days, okay? And it works. If you haven't noticed, my streams do well. I make a good living for myself. It's working, okay? For the record, I have tried different kinds of content over the years. For 2 years, I had a react show where I would react to whatever. People would just send me clips. Sometimes it would be news. Sometimes it would be hot topics. Sometimes it would just be other creators' videos. Worked for about 6 to 8 months. Then the appeal kind of fell off. People stopped caring. I did it for 2 years. It kept it going, but basically it just waned in popularity. The views, the appeal just wasn't there anymore. So I stopped doing that. I tried a politics show in 2024. It failed after a month. Why? Because I am not polarized left or polarized right. My takes are kind of in the middle a lot of the time. People don't like that. They want someone who is 100% polarized one way or the other and is going to absolutely slam the other side in a dramatic manner, telling them that they're all assholes, insulting them, saying they're destroying the world and the country, and I don't do that. I just tell it like it is. Now, a few people liked it. Most people didn't. After a month, they said it was boring. I'm like, yeah, because that's the point. I'm not trying to be the polarized drama guy. I don't want to be that. I'd much rather speak with, a nice metered tone, something that's more, rational, kind of work together, compromise to get stuff going in politics rather than you're my enemy and it's either my way or the highway. That's not how I am. But that's how everyone else is. Like, literally, go look at the most successful political creators today. They're either all the way left extreme or all the way right extreme. And that's it. And everyone else is stupid, right? That's how they make their content. And that's how they thrive. That's not me. So unless I'm going to fake it and completely make shit up and lie and play a character, I'm never going to be successful doing political content, if that makes sense. So, yeah. That's why I don't make that kind of content, all right? I could, you're right. I could do a show once a week that talks about political topics, current events. I could. And I don't think that it would do well, to be honest with you. I think that I would do more successful stuff just sitting here talking with you guys about games, hanging out, chilling. This kind of content is probably much better and more successful than anything that I would do in the realm of current events or politics. Okay, and Caliban has gifted a membership. Thank you to Caliban for the gifted membership. I knew there was something else that happened there when I was talking. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to Higa Nipa, who just did 100 kicks on Kick. That's our first kicks of the day. Oh, I should bring this up. So, guys, today's Tuesday, and you know what that means. All right? It's the last day as a viewer on Kick to support my content and have it count for this week, because they cut it off. For some reason, they cut it off at the end of Tuesday, and then I get paid later in the week for the progress up to that. It's been a slow week on Kick. I'm not going to mince words here. I don't know what happened this week. If you even take a look right now look at how many gifted subs we got this week. 15. Since Sunday. That's it. That's really bad. Like, that's incredibly slow for gifted subs, okay? Kicks, also nearly dead this week, okay? So I don't know what's going on, that for some odd reason, there's like no Kick contributions this week, but that's the case. It would be great if you guys could support the streams today. If you're watching on Kick, there's 100 of you there right now, so anything appreciated. A few kicks, some subs, you know. Again, I stream there for a reason, and usually there's a good amount of support, and for whatever reason, this week, it's not. So today would be the day. If you want, like Resident Evil, if you've enjoyed this playthrough since Friday, please support it. Because here's the thing. My streams are doing well, but it's not the Kick side of stuff. Like, YouTube side is doing great. Tips are great. Views and engagement are great. Kick has done horrible this week. So I don't know what's up with you guys. You guys are here. You're enjoying the streams every day. Let's go. Let's get some support from Kick right now. Let's get some subs, and let's get some kicks immediately. This very moment. Without delay and without excuse. Let's go. Come on. Marky says, to be honest, I unsub for some gaming channels because they go only after what's trending or turning into hate and stupid stuff. See? And I'm not about that at all, man. I'm not. I don't want to be about that. I want to have chill gaming vibes. I want people to come here for consistency. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, yeah. If it's something that's political and it affects me, or I feel like I want to speak out on it, I will. I'm not going to say, oh, I refuse to talk about a certain topic in my content. But at the same time, that's not the focus of my content, nor do I want it to be. I've been very successful as a gamer on the internet for 18 years, and I know that I can keep that going. There's no reason to go into this kind of other content. Now, here's the thing. I could. Maybe one day, as I get older, and I'm playing less games or games more, it's less pertinent to see me play games all the time because I'm getting older. Maybe we would have more of these kind of discussions. Maybe I would do once a week, kind of like Jamie Oliver has the show Last Week Tonight or whatever. So maybe I would do like one major show a week where I just say, okay, here's the current events this week that interested me. I want to talk about them and do discussion with you about them. You know, and here's a little political commentary. Maybe I would do a show like that once a week or something, right? But for now, I'm not interested. Oh, it's John Oliver? Who's Jamie Oliver then? Who is Jamie Oliver? Because I know that name. You're right, it is John Oliver. Who the hell is Jamie Oliver? It is Jamie Oliver? Then who's John Oliver? Now I'm really confused. Jamie Oliver is a chef? Oh, I didn't even know that. I've heard the name. Okay, so it's John Oliver is the guy that does the commentary show. Got it. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, could I do that? Yes, I could. Let's see what happens as I get older. But for now, I'm still into the gaming stuff. It's working. Let's focus on that. Okay? All right, folks. I think it is time to end the show because I want to play Resident Evil. All right? So I want to say thank you. You've been a great audience. A nice, chill audience today. You know, with the DSP morning show. Tomorrow, I think we will actually do a podcast. All right? Tomorrow, I think we'll do a formal podcast. Maybe we'll see if there's stuff to react to. We'll go from there, all right? Maybe we won't. You know what? I'm undecided about tomorrow, if I want to do a podcast or not. Because if I don't particularly have anything to talk about, maybe we should save it. Maybe we save it for, like, Thursday. Because we're not doing a podcast Friday, because Friday is my marathon, all right? But maybe we do a podcast Thursday instead. Okay. No, Kick didn't support me at all. I've got no subs and no kicks on Kick. Nope, they didn't do anything. It's weird because sometimes we'll have people on Kick who come by and they're very supportive, and then there'll be weeks where there's like, it's dead. I don't get it. It's of all weeks, you would have thought this week with Resident Evil that things would be happening. And it is on the YouTube side, but on the Kick side, no. So, okay. Highguard is actually shutting down. Is that true? Let's find out. Yep. Today we're sharing difficult news. We have made the decision to permanently shut down Highguard on March 12th. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into Highguard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we're deeply grateful. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while you can. The team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy in the remaining life of the game. We'll be adding a new warden, a new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. Full patch notes are coming. We're targeting tonight or tomorrow morning for patch release. Wow. What a shocking twist, right? What a shocking twist that Highguard is shutting down. Can't believe it. I said it the moment I played it. I said this game is going to fail. And, there was no reason for that game to be made. I can't imagine who invested in it. They have to not be gamers, because you would know from the moment you're a gamer, if you knew what the project was, that it's not going to work. No one's going to care about this. I just don't understand it. It seems like there's people out there who just have money to burn, and they have no idea what to spend it on. So let's make a game. What are you, stupid? Did you do any research? Do you have any idea what gamers are looking for right now? No, let's just make a game. It's trend chasing. So you're stupid. I don't know, man. All right. Well, it sucks. It's sad that the game devs all lost their jobs, but the game was not good. It was very mid and didn't need to ever exist and had served no purpose. As I said in my review of it a month ago, it was not worth anyone's time. I'm not shocked to hear it's closing. Okay. All right. So, folks, thank you for watching the DSP Morning Show. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. I think we might just do another morning show tomorrow, and then maybe we do a podcast on Thursday to culminate everything that's happened in Resident Evil and summarize my thoughts and just talk about anything else as well. And go from there. But I think another morning show tomorrow, so that way we can keep making maximum progress in the game every day. Okay? Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon.